Hello, it is Serum, and I am back on the Antidote server, and I am working on my Eiffel Tower thingy, kind of. It's going to look a lot like the Eiffel Tower, but I think I've stated this last time. I'm going to take some creative liberties with it. So it's not going to be exactly like the Eiffel Tower. Actually, I'm going to go back down. So this is about where I've decided the top platform, the big platform that's the top one before it goes all the way up to the very top, whatever that is. I don't know if that made any sense. That's where this is going to be, and then I'll have that. Whoa, have the bigger one down closer to the ground, and here's the beginning of the legs, the corners of it extending out. And like I said, I'm not the best builder, so especially when I try to make realistic things that look like real life things, so they kind of tend to look a little weird. So I went too high up. So I'm doing the best I can. Bear with me here. Bear with me. I am liking using the leaves though. It's very nice. Makes it much easier than dirt, which I'm used to working with. It's nice that I now know that you can use these and that they don't decay on you. All right. If I sound a little congested, that's because I'm getting sick. And so, yeah, it's fun. Always fun. Not too bad yet, but hopefully it doesn't get any worse, but probably will. Alright, I'm going to go further down on this. I'm going to see two. So I had a kind of an interesting story, kind of. I was, this last Friday, I went to what we have in Minneapolis, the Holidazzle Parade. And kind of just at night, and a bunch of people going down the street, and they got lit up, things, floats or whatever you want to call them, that are going down the street. It's really cool. It's the first one I'd actually ever been to. But and we got done and went out for dinner with my dad and his wife, who's out of the hospital now. I think I mentioned she had fallen and smashed up her face really well, and they didn't think she was going to live, but she's already out of the hospital. Like a month later, she's doing really well. But we went out, and then afterwards, did some stuff. Couldn't find my car. Spent an hour in the parking ramp trying to find my car. Only to discover I was in the wrong parking ramp, so that was real good. And then I dropped my wife off at her car because she had parked. She worked she worked downtown, and she was going back to her car, and I left. Dropped her off at the parking lot and left right away because I wanted to get my son home because it was like 10 o'clock and I was exhausted, and my son was exhausted. And I got on the freeway after dealing with traffic, and of course it was snowing too. And all of a sudden I get a call from my dad saying that my wife had been mugged, and she was still in the parking lot where I'd left her. And so then I had to turn around, head back to the downtown, and of course it was a mess getting back downtown. And eventually I got there, and she's in her car bawling, and I couldn't get her to get out of her car, and she's like, "Oh, the police told me I had to stay here till they show up." She was just a wreck. But yeah, she ended up, I guess what had happened, right after I pulled away, like a group of four guys came up to her car, and she had locked the door seeing them coming, but her car is kind of a piece of crap, and the driver's side door didn't end up locking. And they walked around the car trying all the doors, and she's like sitting there freaking out. And then they opened up her door, and the guy basically just reached in, climbed in over her to grab her purse. And she was screaming and fighting him off. And Uh, luckily they didn't get the whole purse, but they did get her wallet out of the purse, and then in the scuffle, something happened with her. Whoa, got some leg there, almost fell. Something happened with her glasses. I don't know if they took them. We're not sure if they took them or if they fell off, but we didn't see them around the car, and they weren't in the car anywhere. But so her glasses were lost too, so she couldn't drive home either. So yeah, it was a stressful thing, and she ended up having. Why am I doing this? I needed to actually get. No, I did do that one. And well, anyway, so I'm a little distracted here. So she, we called the bank, after she dealt with talked to the cops and everything, and we got her check card, her debit card, canceled, and no money was taken out, and she only had $5 in her purse. She had some like $200 in bus cards, but she never used anyway, that she used to use when she took the bus to work. So we weren't too concerned about that, and like some free movie tickets that we had got at some opening event, which was kind of a shame we lost those, but oh well. And like a $10 gift card for some restaurant. So nothing seemed like it was too bad. The glasses were the worst part, but next morning I wake up and she's like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, last night I realized that my HSA card was in there." And so apparently they had gotten into that and cleaned that out, which was like only $200, but still, that was all of her HSA money. So they basically got a taxi, which was $50, and now we know what city they were from, which was Brooklyn Center, which is kind of a shithole city. But they then also went to Walmart and went on a spending spree of over $100 and bought a few other things here and there. Why am I going this way? I already got that. Okay, so now we're going down some. But yeah, so it was just stressful, and then we had to spend all of Saturday like going to the get new driver's license for her, and then I had to go and we had to go get her new glasses, and since she had just bought some, she wasn't insured. She didn't have insurance for new ones, so had to pay for that out of her pocket, which turned out to be a little over $200. So we got the cheapest frames we could find, and they're actually pretty nice for the price, so can't complain. But yeah, so it turned out to be a little stressful and expensive, but fortunately, and everybody says it, and it's true that fortunately nobody was, it could have been worse. Nobody was injured. They didn't attack her in any way. So, it was just probably, she said they smelled like they were drunk. She smelled alcohol on them. So they're probably just coming from the bars and looking for something fun to do, and decided, hey, let's get some free money out of this. That's about it for that story. It's just one of those things, but I learned my lesson. Next time I drop her off in a parking lot, and it was an outdoor one, not a parking ramp, or else I definitely would have stayed around. But next time I'll just wait, because I'm not going to leave her alone, especially downtown at 10 o'clock at night on a Friday when everybody's out at the bars. I'll just wait there like I should have. Alright, so yeah, I'm kind of extending this down. I think then it'll go straight for a little bit because I'm kind of putting too much curve to it. But I'm putting in the torches because I had a creeper actually come up on one of these the other day when I didn't light it up. And I figured, well, he's up high enough, he's kind of up, like way up there. And I was like, I should be fine. All of a sudden, he drops down onto my little leaf bridge and started coming at me. And I was like, oh, crap. Luckily, I was able to knock him off with a bow before he got near me, but it could have been bad. So I now light all these little corners up. I've also fallen to my death more times than I can count since I've started this project. But that was expected. So yeah, I'm putting one more curve on these and then straight down till I reach that. So we will go back out here. So lately I've been having some lag issues with the server, like really bad. Like every time I break a block, it just reappears. Been happening a lot. I submitted a ticket complaining about it. Don't know what will get done, if anything, but if it continues, I may have to look for a new host because this is just getting ridiculous. It's I'm not paying money for, it ran better on when I ran it off my own computer, so I would expect for the money I'm paying to have something that runs a little bit smoother than it has been. And everybody's been experiencing it. It's not just me. Everybody on the servers noticed it. I was wondering if maybe it's something on Mojang's side, but I don't think I've been on some other servers lately, and I haven't noticed it too bad on there. It's been a little bit laggy everywhere, but not this bad. Excuse me. And I did see at one point when the lag got really bad that it was back-end server issues, so I think it is something on their side. But it's kind of frustrating. The nice thing about having that platform is my leaves aren't going all the way down to the ground now. I think I'll drop these down. I'm going to... Platform's kind of nice too, because now I have a chance of surviving if I fall, as long as I can make it to the platform. Some of the times when I die, it's just me being a dumbass and trying to show off and drop down and catch the ladder at the last second, but I end up missing the ladder. So I deserve it. I'm also going through shears like crazy with this. I'm never, usually shears last me forever, but I'm on like my 7th or 8th pair since I've started this thing. Yeah, looks like I'll get some of it back. And there's a bunch on the ground, but I'm not going to deal with creepers right now just to get it. Actually, that's right. I'm using this. Got a nice view of my house down there. Looks even better from way up there. This will definitely be probably the tallest structure, but probably just in general one of the biggest structures I've ever built when it's finished. But I'm hoping it'll look, if I can make it the way I want to, it's going to look pretty badass when it's finished. It's going to be noticed from, anybody who has their distance at least somewhat up there should be able to see it from spawn when they log in. And even if they don't see it from spawn, once they move towards the villages, they'll see it. And you can see it from my house, and I can see it from Rizum's place briefly, which is... Unfortunately, the draw distance seems to have gone down, but it's like right out by those trees. You can see it from Hannah's place right there. You can see it from the village, Collins Village there. By the way, there's our department store. That floor is where I sell my beef and leather from my processing plant. But yeah, this coming along nicely is for a while there when I was building these legs, it was just stressing me out big time. But now that I'm starting to kind of see it going somewhere and I'm getting closer to the ground, still got a lot of work ahead of me, but I think it'll be pretty nice once it's finished. And on that note, I think I'm just going to keep going here off camera because this isn't going to be too exciting to see, and I'm running out of time here. So I am your Minecraft Serum, and I will see you next time.